Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So let's go ahead and kick off the 2019 Halloween season. I am so excited about this. So let's go ahead and start with the first look, which, as you could tell from the beginning, we're going to be melting our face. So let's get to it. The very first step to this is I am going to be outlining where I want to apply the blood, guts, and gore, and where I kind of want the melting to take place. And to do that, I am just using a red lip liner and just kind of freehanding a shape like so all over my, well, not all over my face, but pretty much on the lower half of my face, and of course tucking in that septum because we don't want that to get all nasty. And after you do that, we can go in with the fun, messy stuff, which is, of course, my favorite things, one of my favorite things that is, and that is liquid latex. You can get this at any Halloween store for really cheap, and it's super, super effective. So I'm just taking a cheap little makeup sponge, and I am just applying liquid latex all over the area where we applied the red eyeliner, just on the inside, because the outside we want to make it look pretty. And then as I'm applying the liquid latex, I am just taking a cotton ball, ripping that into little pieces and putting that over top of the liquid latex. And honestly, this look is really, really easy. This is just the most time-consuming part of all of it. And as you are applying the cotton, make sure you go back over the cotton with more liquid latex. This is just going to create kind of like a barrier for when we apply the gory makeup later on. So it's just a very, like I said, repetitive process. Liquid latex, cotton, more liquid latex. And another thing that is really, really helpful is using a brush to get up into those barriers, as you can see what I am doing here. Now, keep in mind, liquid latex will ruin your makeup brushes, so make sure you use a makeup brush that you don't care too much about. I recommend just getting like a really cheap set off of Amazon. That way you can ruin them and you won't be super sad about it, but I definitely wouldn't use any high-end brushes for this. It's really kind of hard to tell when to stop, so basically just do this until you feel like you have enough of a barrier and enough opacity, you guys know what I mean, of the cotton and latex that you want. So the more texture you want, the more you add to it, the less texture, you guys know what I mean. So we're just gonna kind of repeat this process all over the lower half of our face. Yeah, so just follow along with what I'm doing here, peeps. The next step is, of course, the funnest part of this, and that is adding the blood, guts, and gore. So I am just going in with this cream makeup stack, and I am using the very top shade that you are seeing, which is kind of like a really deep, deep red. Once the cotton and latex dries completely, that's also very important. Make sure it is 100% dry before you're doing this. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a huge mess. And then I'm just taking a really cheap cosmetic sponge, a clean one, of course, and I am just adding that really deep shade in all of the grooves and crevices that I created. And of course, using another makeup brush that, again, you don't care too much about, just to go in and do a little bit more detail work. And I am also going in and adding some darker shades of red from that cream stack, just to create a little bit more dimension and shadows, and just to make it look a little bit more realistic looking. The next step is, of course, one of my favorite Halloween makeup products, and that is Bloody Scab. Everything that I am showing in this video you can find at any Halloween store. Really super easy to do. And just to make this look a little bit more 3D and scabby and just gross, I'm just using a little, this is actually a nail file, but it's really easy to kind of scrape up the bloody scab and just kind of put that wherever you see fit. Then I'm going in with just some red blood gel, again from Spirit Halloween. Super easy to find, super inexpensive. And on another clean cosmetic sponge, I am going through and just adding that all over the top of this just to make it look kind of shiny. So here is what it is looking like now. Before we create the melting, we're gonna go ahead and pop in some contacts. So from brown eyes to red eyes. These contacts are from Camo Eyes, and these are the Breaking Dawn contacts. I just thought the red would kind of tie in really, really nicely with this look, so I just popped those in my eyes. Next, time to create the melting stuff. Now this is where I kind of had to improvise a little bit. This clear gel is similar to the Ben Nye 3D gel, and this is just a cheap little sample that I've had from like a past Halloween kit, and I just wanted to try it. What I will say is if you do want to create this look, definitely invest in the Ben Nye 3D gel, just because I know for a fact it will work a lot better. But this kind of works the same way. Pop that little packet in a cup of really, really hot water for a couple of minutes. After you do that, just cut the top off, and I'm just using a little popsicle stick and kind of running that down my face. What this is going to do is it's going to give your face kind of like a 3D texture. Now this was my first time using something like this, so it went a little bit crazy and I didn't really know what I was doing. One thing I will say is make sure the water is very, very hot. Not hot enough to the point where you're going to burn your face, but hot enough to the point where it's going to melt down your face like so. But like I said, definitely invest in the Ben Nye stuff because I guarantee that's going to work a lot better. Now, as you can see, this clear gel did dry clear. Now we want it to make it look like melting skin. So I'm going in with this CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, and on another eyeshadow brush, I am basically painting over top of the dried clear gel. Again, make sure that gel is completely dry before you use it, and this foundation going over top of it is going to make it look like skin melting down your face. Now, it wasn't the best color match. I kind of failed on that. This was my first time doing anything like this, but I think it turned out pretty cool. I just kind of very carefully painted over the 3D wax down my face wherever I saw it, and kind of went with that. And once I figured out that wasn't working too well, I just said, you know, fuck it, and just started putting pumps of foundation down my face to kind of create the same look. It worked out pretty well, but you know, it wasn't too bad for my first time, okay? You gotta give me props there. And once you are satisfied with all of your little skin drips, here is how the completed look turned out. Let me know what you guys think of this. I am super excited to dive more into Halloween looks this season. I'm feeling super excited. I love my new background. Let me know what you guys think of it. Hopefully all of you guys watching enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful, easy to follow, all that good stuff. This was the first look that I did for the Halloween season, so I'm feeling pretty amped up. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go down, give me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to go down and subscribe. I love you guys very, very much. Happy spooky season, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.